That's right. It is football today. So let's get to this because it is Combine Week.
Oh, boy.
First on-field drills will be Thursday, but I believe that's just kickers and punters, so no one cares about them. But I have a question regarding it because
the Niners need a new kicker.
Okay, so you care about the kickers
kicker
and punters.
they got is absolutely horrible. I don't know what school he came from.
Ashton Genty and Shadeur Sanders, both of them have decided not to participate in any on-field drills. They will only do medical and team interviews. So my question for you, since this is Combine Week, what is the best pathway for prospects at the Combine? To work out or not to work out?
Well, it depends, obviously. If you're a guy like Sanders or Gente, who are pretty much projected to be, top 15 picks, the only thing it could do is hurt you unless you really believe that your 40 time or whatever can propel you up, more spots so you can eventually make more money. But I think, working out is more important for the guys, down the end of the first round or even in later rounds. The most important thing for those guys is the interviews.
Yeah, I think if you're a top 10 pick, you have enough tape. People know what you can do. People know who you are. They've seen you playing games. They've seen you playing big games that you go there and you do that. Because here's the thing. If you're a top 10 pick, the only place you can go is down.
Mm-hmm.
You go out there, you have a bad 40 time, that could cost you. Now you're sliding down in the draft. It's just how it is. So they're trying to find bad things about you. And you know what? Watch the tape. I'm telling you right now, I'm not injured. I'm just come to my pro day, but you're not going to see anything here.
But here's my question, though. What's the advantage of doing it at the pro day if you're not going to do it at the combine?
Controlled environment, because everything is you're on your campus, on your practice field, your receivers, everything. Because if you're a quarterback, you're throwing to brand new receivers. And yes, when you go to the NFL, you can be throwing to brand new receivers. But that's a problem I'll deal with later, because if they drop too many passes, well, is he overthrowing the ball? Is the spin rate off? No, I'm not giving you a chance to nitpick me. So I get it for those two. But, yeah, for other guys, this is how you rise up in the draft. And, next thing you know, it's like, oh, okay, Jackson Dart goes in there and kills. Now he's first-round pick.
I do have a question regarding Shadeur Sanders because this also came out from Mel Kiper Jr. over the weekend about there's one NFL scout reportedly believes that Sanders' true value lies between 15 and 30. And if his last name was Williams, Shadeur Williams, he would be drafted in that spot. But then there's a quote here that says that he's reportedly not the type of QB the majority of NFL teams are looking for right now. What does not the type of QB mean?
I don't know. He's got some mobility. He's not known to be a runner, though.
I don't know, David. That's got so many different layers on.
It is. That's why I asked.
Do they saying is he too cocky?
I don't know.
I don't know if he's.
Can he be successful without his father there?
It felt strange to me to see that as a quote.
Because I look at the kid and I actually think of all the quarterbacks, that's the one that I would take, only because. Look, there in college last year, there was no other quarterback that I would select if I was down by 6 points with the ball with 2 minutes to go, because he just made plays. He would just break the backs of defensive players. He would use his legs. He would use his arm. He has a very strong arm. He just had no O-line.
He also had Travis Hunter with him, too.
But he would throw. He wouldn't throw to Travis. He would throw to everybody. He would scramble. He's the type that it reminded me of. And guys, okay. I'm not saying he's Jaden Daniels, but it reminded me a lot of Jaden Daniels, where who did Jaden Daniels have other than Scary Terry? Exactly. He just found people, made plays, used his legs, scored. That's what I see from him. He just never had an offensive line. So, yeah, you put him on a team with offensive line, and I do think that you're going to see a good quarterback. Great, I can't say that, but I do think that he could be a good quarterback.
So right there, we get to the future rookie quarterback. Let me get to a veteran quarterback here. That is one Matthew Stafford. Because over the weekend, he has been granted permission to talk to other teams. There are 4 teams that have shown interest. Before I give you those teams, let me give you what Stafford wants. According to reports, he wants $50 million AAV. $50 million AAV. Here are the 4 teams that have interest: Giants, Steelers, Browns, and Raiders. Now, the Raiders have a little layer to it because they're also mentioned as maybe trading up in the draft for a quarterback. But Vic Toffer, who covers them for The Athletic, says that don't be surprised if the Raiders go after a Cousins or a Stafford.
Well, to me, if you're Stafford, and look, you already won a Super Bowl, you're going for the most money, or you're going for the best chance to win. And to me, the best chance to win is with your Steelers. I mean, they are technically a playoff team, even though they weren't great, but they have a really decent defense. They still have players. I mean, you still have a really good coaching staff. I mean, the Giants, yeah, they got neighbors. They're still a ways away. You look at the Browns, what do they have offensively? Nick Chubb, right? I mean, and the Raiders, they don't have really crap offensively. Why, if you're Stafford, would you want to go to any of those teams?
Right. I mean, because I guess you have the Super Bowl ring already, so now it's about cashing in and making as much money as you can before you hang it up.
And it's wherever Kelly wants you to go.
I didn't want to say that, but yes, that as well. It is. I mean, you're going to end up, this is, like I said, this is when you see Emmitt Smith with the Arizona Cardinals or Jerry Rice with the Seahawks. Like,
yeah, I know.
This is not going to help his legacy because he's literally just taking the paycheck and not necessarily going to a winning team if he is looking for $50 million, because I can't think of too many teams outside of the Raiders who would actually pay him that money.
No.
By the way, Stafford has made $364 million in his career so far.
Now, he just wants that one final payday. And, David, the team that's going to pay you that amount of money, you probably don't want to play there.
You're right.
You know what he should do? Pick up the phone and call Aaron Rodgers and ask him, how does it feel to take a paycheck to pay for a bad team?
You're right about that. So let's get to some of the rules here that may be changed. And about an hour ago or so, sometime today, there was a proposal from an unnamed team to ban the tush push. Well, that team is now being revealed. It is the Green Bay Packers.
Not who I thought.
Who did you think?
I
thought it would be somebody from the Eagles division, right?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like the Cowboys, or I thought it was going to be like the Kansas City Chiefs.
I thought it was going to be the Rams because they lost to them in the playoffs, but it was the Green Bay Packers. And
also lost to the Eagles in the playoffs.
Correct. So is this rule actually going to be changed? Because this is like 3 years in a row now, 3-4 years in a row.
No, it's
Will
not.
they do something?
I don't think they'll change it. I mean, it appears to be unstoppable. There have been a few times where they have stopped it, but you know what? If you're looking for, everybody says, sports obviously is entertainment. How much entertainment is there in the tush push, brotherly shove, whatever you want to call it? Not much. But there's not that much entertainment in a 1 yard run up the middle either.
Here's the thing, and I have this conversation with Mike all the time. Not you, Mike, but Mike Valenti. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's illegal.
Right.
Okay, you don't like the play does not mean it is illegal. I don't like the new kickoff rule. It's not illegal.
That may change as well, but we can get to that another time.
I hate it. But there's it's rugby. Stop it. Because here's what happened. Philly has mastered it. You know who hasn't mastered it? The Buffalo Bills. Did not master it. Why? They got stopped. Okay?
Yes.
Philly, it's inevitable. When the referee comes out and says, guys, look, if you keep this up, keep up these shenanigans, we're just going to go ahead and give them the touchdown. So I get if it were me, like every college team, I would send somebody to look at what Philadelphia does, and I would bring that to college. If I'm Michigan State, I would bring that to the Big Ten. It's
we had
advantage.
The push, remember, the Notre Dame USC game years ago.
Well, that was illegal.
Yeah.
But this isn't. So, no, you may not like it. Not illegal. Stop it. Be that defensive coordinator that figures out how to stop it. But other than that, really, honestly, the Eagles are the only team that run it well. Nobody else does it consistently.
See, Rod Marinelli would just talk about the pad level it's needed to stop it.
I don't like it, so I want to get rid of it. So that's how it works for me.
Why don't you like it, David?
Because no one else can do it. They're the only one team that can do it.
Okay, there it is. Okay, then they get better.
And they've done it with two different centers.
Hey,
correct.
Get better.
Now, that's what I would do. You talk about somebody learn how to do it. If you're a college team or probably he won't do it to another NFL team, but bring in Jason Kelsey. Show them consult on how to run this play.
David, if I was a college team, I would ask Philadelphia, can I come in and study this and talk to you guys for a day? Bring my offensive line coach, bring everybody in, take as many notes as possible, and then go back to your college. Because imagine if you're that college team that masters this, money in the bank.
You're exactly right.
How much more successful is the tush push than just a normal quarterback sneak, though?
I have to find that out.
Because mostly quarterback sneaks usually work. Obviously, tush push is a little more successful, but especially with guys like Josh Allen and taller quarterbacks.
Correct.
I always can't understand why Goff doesn't do it more.
Because he's not athletic.
You don't have to be athletic to go sneak 1 yard.
Actually, you do.
Okay.
You do. That is in Football Today.